Good Friday evening, folks. We're about 24 hours post-landfall of what was major hurricane category 4 Helene. Now it is a post-tropical storm. Now, before we get into its location, let's talk about exactly what that means to transition to a post-tropical cyclone or storm. It no longer has sufficient tropical qualities, but it can still have tropical storm or even hurricane force winds and bring very heavy rainfall, produce very heavy rainfall, which Helene is currently still doing. There are other classification types, extratropical cyclone and remnant lows, and will likely become a remnant low in probably the next 24 hours or so. It has really lost its appearance of being a hurricane, certainly. It's been over land now for 24 hours. It was getting its energy absorbed from an upper level low that is still sitting and spinning here well off to the west. And its cloud deck from its westernmost edge all the way to the easternmost edge is about 1,300 miles. So a very large storm, still bringing impacts, rainfall, gusty winds, and severe weather that went through the eastern seaboard earlier today. And the impacts have been predominantly power outages, widespread flash flooding, and of course, damage from the wind and the storm surge. Here's a look at recent power outage estimates as of 7 o'clock Friday. Still at this time, over several states, we've got 4.5 million people without electricity. And that's come down a little bit from its peak, which is just crazy to see numbers that high in such a widespread, impactful event. Now, elsewhere, as we look past Helene, again, it's still kind of sitting and spinning as a post-tropical storm. We also have another hurricane out in the Atlantic. That's Isaac. The good news is that stays up in the North Atlantic, not affecting anybody except for marine interests. We also have Joyce that's down in the deep tropics. This is forecast to stay out to sea and not impact any land. But we've got two areas to watch for potential development. Another wave that's coming in behind Joyce, a 40% chance of that developing, and then another wave that will probably develop out of the Central American gyre that helped produce Helene as we go into next week. Models do favor development here. As of right now, it's got a 30% chance, so considered low over the next 7 days, but we'll certainly have to watch it here. The next two names on the list coming on up is going to be Kirk. We already got Joyce. It's going to be Kirk and then Leslie as we get into the next couple of days. So we'll watch that very, very carefully. All right, that's the latest on Helene. We'll turn the page on that storm and probably have several more to talk about as we go through the next couple of weeks as hurricane season stays relatively at its peak. You can find me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Enjoy your weekend.